You see this box right here? This is the Lamborghini Cyan which I got, because of my impressed mom when she saw this video of mine on, my frustrations on how Lego Technic was too expensive in India and how much you can learn from it. And you know what? Since then, I've built the Lamborghini Cyan in here, in this photo right here. And since then, I've also made, since I made this Cyan, I've also made my own creation, which was this low-slung exotic race car, with a lot of functions. I've also made a video on it. You can see it right here as well. It's all about what Lego taught me, and you'll learn. You can have a new perspective on it. But anyway, but you see, my real intention was never to make the Cyan and then just keep it in a display cabinet like most people do, which I talked about in my previous video just before this one. It was simply because of this one piece. The Lamborghini badge. This badge is a representation of a 60-year-old company, more than 60-year-old company, which made design so iconic even our generation can fall in love with a bloody 60-year-old car named Lamborghini Miura. It is all about style, vigor and tractors for Lamborghini, and that's where I got this part, the fascination of it. And then finally, after the financial struggles of Lamborghini and their bankruptcy, their near bankruptcy, one guy named Ferdinand Pierre, along with Volkswagen Company Group, they took a decision which would turn this bankruptcy into a profitable brand, which was this one car for which I bought this badge for. The one and only, the sister of the most exotic, most successful halo car out there, the Audi R8. The sister car, which was the first generation Lamborghini Gallardo. Anyway, it's sponsor time, and if you want to envision and design your car, your own car, is what I'm saying, you can buy this course in which I made Dusra, this little blue car of mine, or purple. You can see it right here as well. Where is it? Yeah, that poster right there is the poster of my beloved second design car called Dusra. The first car is confidential, of course. But this second car, the reason why I made it is because of you guys who want to learn from it. And you can learn a lot from it as well. I designed this entire car specifically so that you can learn from it. Not only that, there is going to be a free expansion as well, in which I'm going to release and show you all the confidential project Raftar, from which I've made, another low-slung exotic race car, not a supercar or a street legal car, a race car, proper race car inspired by various LMP1 cars from the 90s and 2000s. Anyway, you're going to see the free expansion as well in the upcoming few days. In few days you can easily see it. And for that I've actually skipped the AutoCAD part of it entirely, which is a paid CAD software, paid, unless if you're a student, of course, college engineering student. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to directly take the blueprint drawings of that car of Raftar and directly convert them into a 3D model via Fusion 360 software, which is free for you all guys. So that is going to be a fun experience as well. And also, if you are not interested in all that complicated stuff, you just want to draw cars, there's a 2D drawing course as well, in which you can draw 2D cars. I am expanding it to 3D soon when I learn it myself. I'm trying. Don't worry about it. And of course, if you want car arts, if you want to buy car arts, various car arts, there are many in my store. You can check them out as well. Thank you. So when this desire came in me to buy this Lamborghini sign set, I was clear from the start which car I wanted to make in order to, fulfill what my desire was. Which car? You already know. I wanted to make a perfect replica of the said car, Lamborghini Gallardo, which was featured in a particular game, in which the whole point of the game, or one of the selling points of the game, is that you can modify it. And so I went into it. And I went in so far to replicate the car as accurately as possible that I even wanted the Gallardo with the black and red interior seat option as well, just like in Most Wanted, if you look closely. Also, it had to be, left-hand drive with 6-speed manual transmission with clutch plus reverse, which sends power to all wheels via center lock differential, or no differential at all in this case. The power plant of the car was also supposed to be a V10, of course, the same V10 which Audi R8 had, but with a twist this time, because in that game it was allowed to be upgraded to, add turbocharger onto that engine, which was going to be twin turbochargers, one for each bank of cylinders. And when I researched even more, I got this Hefner's performance, which provided twin turbochargers upgrade and many ECU upgrades for this particular first gen Lamborghini Gallardo, which looked awesome. So I had to integrate all that piping and replicate those twin turbochargers as best as I can into my Lego model as well. So I always wanted to replicate the exact car, the exact model which the game displayed or allows you to modify, and no modification is complete without a wing on it or a spoiler, because it had an option to. Every single car in that game looked good with a spoiler on it. So Lego car also had to have a spoiler on it. It had to have a roll cage, because you see, I got this one Lego Technic set as well, along with the 24-hour race car which I had, to have this red roll cage in it. And it looked good, and I added the roll cage just in case, because as you'll see ahead in this video, I was a little too ambitious when I was making this car. I had great plans with it, which I'll talk about later on, of course. One unique feature I also wanted to add was adjustable stands. The camber, which can be adjusted according to, a simple worm gear system. And I learned all that in this video, so check that out as well. It was a great video. I like it. And give the credit to that guy, I had no idea how was I going to do that unless I saw that video. So check that video out as well. And after that unique feature was installed, with of course a few compromises with it, you'll see that ahead as well. And the reason to have a modified road car, a WideBody kit. There were a variety of unique WideBody kits for this car. I could choose any one of them to replicate after. Body kit number 4 was, too much for me. Body kit number 3 was too ugly for me. Number 2 was a little too little. But number one was a perfect fit, which I chose for the overall look of the car, which changed the dimensions of the car a little. Because if you didn't know, I had written down the dimensions of the original car and then just divided it by 8. Width was increased from 8 to 10 inches because of the wide body kit, of course, and I made this Lego base in order to measure the car's dimensions properly, with these blue pins representing the wheelbase of the car. And this is where you'll see the scale of my ambition here, because this particular car, I chose 3 modifications for it. It was going to have a base body of the car with little to no body panels attached to it, I mean apart from few, and you can change these versions as I've named the folders right here. There was going to be a race version, a street version, and just a name called Exposed Turbo, which was the first one, of course, which was the race version, which was entirely going to be a race car. So you can change the rear bumper of the car, the front bumper of the car, the side skirts of the car, and the spoiler. All of them were interchangeable parts, so that you can just disassemble with those pins, and then just change and put another one in. So the race car only had a rear splitter from the back, no bumper whatsoever, just a rear splitter, a big ass wing, of course, and the front was going to have another front splitter as well. That was the idea, as you can see right here. And of course that was and there was going to be a roll cage in all versions, because you cannot really change or remove the roll cage if it's deep inside the car. The street version was the original idea from which the game was based after. It was a complete package. It had a smaller spoiler compared to the race car wing, which I was thinking about it. It had a proper bumper, just like wide body kit Gallardo in the game. The same car which was in the game, the street version, was going to be the same car in the Lego Technic as well, in the street version. So these are the same cars, the street version and the version which I'm going to base it after entirely. The Exposed Turbo version, though, is a bit more interesting. You see, the Exposed Turbo versions was going to have no rear panel whatsoever, no rear bumper, no rear engine cover as well with it too, because it's all exposed. And then from the front it was going to have that Liberty Walk front bumper, the custom bumper which you see in the Liberty Walk Lamborghini Gallardo. That custom bumper was going to be in the front of Exposed Turbo. It had no wing whatsoever. It was just pure raw naked car nude car. It looked so good with those exposed rear wheels, the girth of those rear wheels. I love it. And that were the 3 versions of it. I loved them so much, and that was the ambitions behind it. Not only this, it was going to have butterfly doors, because if Lamborghini Gallardo didn't have butterfly doors as the Murcielago and the traditional Lamborghinis had butterfly doors. Not butterfly, scissor doors, my bad, scissor doors. But for this particular one, Gallardo, I wanted butterfly doors for it, so that it can flaunt even more in front of those people who think that Murcielago and Aventador were real Lamborghinis, just to rub it in their face, nothing more. And also I wanted to challenge myself from that butterfly doors, because it has the complex movements. So that was it. And of course the 2024 Lego Technic McLaren P1 also did that, so why not give it a try at that scale? That was it. But because of the complexity of these all, and the lack of parts, and all this making the entire car flimsy as hell, especially the body parts, the bodywork of the car, I dropped the plan entirely. I mean, I tried a lot so that it could work, but either you have to add functions which were compromised, or you compromise the looks of it, or the structural integrity. You have to play and balance these three things out: structure, functions, and looks, which was not possible with these interchangeable parts, of course. So I dropped the plan entirely, and I still feel guilty about it. I mean, it would have been so cool if I could just change the parts and then laugh at it, smile at it, as I could literally change the parts and see various versions of it. But the main thing was its structural integrity was not good, not acceptable to my standards at least. So I had to drop it entirely, and those were just compromises I had to make. So it all had to go. So what I did was pick up specific cues or specific designs from these three versions and make them into one. I took the front from the street version. The rear of the car was just instead of a bumper, it had this rear splitter, and that was it. So that was the race car version, along with the rear wing as well with it. And then for the exposed versions, I just exposed the engines, and that was it. And it looked cool while doing it. And it had normal doors, of course, because of, again, the structural integrity. And overall, I like it. I like it very much. The wide body kit, the rear of the car just looks like a race car. The front looks like a street car with, of course, a front splitter, a small one, not a big one. And the overall look was better, I think. Apart from all this, it had a 6-speed manual transmission with reverse, extra reverse, and a clutch with it as well, which from engine to clutch to the gearbox to the all-wheel drive system. And of course, when I will talk about it later on. I will talk more about it later on, and you will see how I did it. Actually, it's so interesting, and I'm going to show you all the details, functions, and of course all of it. But before that, here is a little eye candy, a treat for you guys. Finally, it's time.
Suspected in the green Lamborghini Gallardo. The driver has outstanding warrants and multiple deliveries. Proceed with caution. Dispatch, he is supposed to be one of our undercover units. Please confirm once he's home.
And with all this detail, functions, and whatsoever, I don't recommend you build it. Simple reason why I don't recommend you to build it is, first of all, as you can see, the camber is adjustable with this little knob right here, and because the front upper suspension arm was adjustable, the front section is quite flimsy, and because of that you have to make the ground clearance you see is because of those pins right there, those stops, which means it's not really supported by this wheel right here, and it scrapes all over the ground, so you cannot play with it either. So it's only meant for display. And in the front suspension, forget about it, because it doesn't exist. The rear, sure, it's stiff, but it sure works. But because of, again, the ground clearance, it's there is negligible suspension travel. So that, and then the friction the amount of friction this gearbox creates, the 6-speed manual gearbox plus reverse creates, is monumental, especially because this is all-wheel drive. So the powertrain, the power transfer is basically from the engine right here, which goes to the clutch. The clutch is supported by a rubber band, which means right now it's engaged, and through a pedal right there in the interior space, you can disengage it via a rubber band. So that's that. But even if you disengage with the rubber band, the friction is still very much, because you only disengage engine through you only disengage the engine. The rest of the gearbox and the gears, lots of gears which create lots of friction, are still engaged to this rim, because of course realism. And the funny thing is, it goes through the engine to the clutch to the gearbox right in here, right in the back here. Then it goes to the rear wheels first, the rear differential first, and from those gears you can see right there, that gray gear, and this one, the red one. So from the rear differential it goes a bit sideways, and then a shaft which goes to the front differential. So first to the engine, to the gear, to the clutch, to the gearbox, then to the rear wheels, then to the front wheels. So this all complicated stuff makes it really, really resistant to even rolling. I mean, if you do care about it, you might not like. I don't think this set is for you, this MOC. But if you just want looks, which of course you do, this is a great set, because first of all, the front is openable, and you get a little bag with it as well. Yes, you can see a simple bag right there. It is here. You can keep it and close it. The front looks good as well. You've got the tow hook right there, of course, as race cars do. The front doors, the doors can be the doors are openable. Of course, you can also see a fire extinguisher there, which I got from this rally car. Of course, the roll cage idea was also through this rally car, so that's there. The engine, of course, looks really good. The twin turbos as well. All these details I created was because I could see the Hefner's performance, engines and whatsoever. So this is the piping, and that piping is directly connected to this. Continuously connected. There is no cutout or anything like that in here. So that's that. And one secret Easter egg is that here you can see a nose bottle which is connected to the intake, and there is this pipe which goes through the intake and then to the engine. So that was cool while making it, because this is a street racing car, so why not have it? And of course, I told you about the knob which which adjusts the camber. So if I could just, yes, I can make it better, and now it's normal. Of course, there is roll cage inside, and of course the steering is also connected right here. If I turn the wheels, the steering wheel is also turning. That's one thing. And that's about it. It's all-wheel drive. There's also a rear tow hook. There's the diffuser which is connected through these wires to support it, just like in real race cars. And that's about it. Openable rear. Of course, one thing, this part is missing. I hated it when I missed or I lost that part. But I'm guessing it's somewhere in there, stuck in this entire car. So while I will make the instructions of it, hopefully I find it in there. And of course it's a picture to picture instruction, so let's hope it's in there. Yes. And you be the judge of how close or how good it looks compared to the real car, the car it's based after, how much how great the accuracy is. You are the judge for it. So that's about it. I've taken 7 minutes of you guys. I hope this was worth it. Anyway, jokes apart, I really loved making this car, and I hope you really liked the looks of it. You liked everything about this car, the specific charms, the details, everything. And of course I will make an instruction of it, of course. Studio 2.0, it's called Studio 2.0, in which you can make various designs, simulate various designs just like in CAD softwares using Lego parts. But that was too complicated for this set, so I'm going to specifically go from picture to picture instructions. Of course I'm going to upload it to rebrickable.com, in which you can sort out the parts and sort out the common parts from the cyan to the Gallardo, which you can see. And you can see the common parts because I have added extra parts in that, of course. So check that out as well. I'm going to see you in the next one with a new MOC, my own creation, which you can guess by this thing, this phrase: simplify and add lightness. Goodbye.